Just what does my fool of a son think he's doing? It's concerning, yes, I believe there's a possibility he's been... Hello, Chief Tolta, you called for the special support section? Oh, Mr. Hayworth is here too? There you are, I've been waiting. I take it you've seen the request, thank you for coming. Sure thing. Why are you here though, Mr. Hayworth? So it happens he has a stake in this particular problem as well. After talking things over, Chief Tolman and I decided it would be prudent of us to consult with the SSS. Considering the circumstances, we thought the situation called for a professional investigation. If that's the case, this must be a serious issue. I recall a description mentioning that this had to do with your son, correct? Yes, it's a very complicated matter. I can brief you on all the details if you're ready to accept the request. Is now a good time? Ready to help, Chief Tolta. That's everything we need to know. Thank you, SSS. I'm in your debt once again. As for what's going on, my son Derek has been acting strangely recently. I get the sense he has some kind of sinister plan in his works. Sister? Is it really that bad? Well, I don't know the details yet. As a matter of fact, I don't know what's going through the boy's head at all. You see, not long ago, Derek told Harold that America would no longer be doing business with him. Really? Why would he do that? Haven't you always been on excellent terms with the village, Mr. Hayworth? Yes, I've done my best to be kind to the people here ever since we started doing business. I came with Chief Tolta today because I was afraid there had been some kind of misunderstanding. Let me guess, the chief here was just out of the loop as you were. Am I right? Yes, you are. We never intend to wrong Mr. Hayworth like this. Losing a customer in him would have been a grave loss for our village. I'm sure my son is fully aware of that as well. It certainly is strange. What reason could Derek have to go over your head and make a decision like that so rashly? That's exactly what Harold and I have been discussing. In doing so, a certain questionable individual came to mind. Derek has been meeting with a foreigner from out of state recently. A foreigner? We don't have very many details of him for the moment. All we know is that he and Derek have been talking behind closed doors. Nothing so suspicious, quite like a secret meeting. Quite right, as much my request to you is... to investigate this foreigner for us. If he truly is plotting some sort of nefarious scheme, we need to put a stop to this at once. I apologize if this comes off as rude, but is something like this truly worth bringing a support request for? Surely a logical approach would be to simply speak with your son yourself. Don't think that's our call, Theodore. I'm embarrassed to say so, but the young lady is correct. Derek and I have been at odds on how best to run the village for a long time. I've tried to confront him about this, but could never get an answer out of him. As his father, it pains me to admit that. No wonder he decided to consult us. That about brings up to speed. We'll begin investigating immediately. I was thinking we could stop interviewing each of the villagers. Feel free to do so. Incidentally, Derek and Alkan are delivering products to the city right now. You may be better off speaking with them last. Thank you for looking... Thank you for looking into this, SSS. I hope you can get to the bottom of things. We'll do anything we can, Mr. Hayworth. Okay, zuerst mit getroffen. Excuse me, I have a few questions for you. I ask about the foreigner who's been visiting America village recently. The man who's been staying here on and off? Well, he's pleasant enough to be around. Very polite at that. Polite, huh? I see. And would you happen to know this man's name? Let me think. I believe it was Minith? Or at least that's what they wrote in the guest registry. Minith. At least we have a name to work with now. Is there anything else you can tell us about this individual? Well, he wasn't too chatty, so there's nothing to tell. He did call Derek up to his room a couple of times to talk about something or another. It's pretty much all I know. Sounds like the secret meetings Chief Tolta has been worrying about. Yeah, not the most game-changing information, but it's something. Thank you for your help. Not a problem. Happy to be of service. If you really want to thank me, why don't you order some food while you're here? We can't. We're in an investigation. Open and raw General Store. Ich muss doch mal Dinger kaufen. Okay, da hat man ja. Habe ich die schon verloren? Let's just buy them again. Nur 2 Jahre. Gut, ich brauche es auch nicht. Nicht wirklich. Ich brauche noch ein paar für die Rezepte. Weil, wie gesagt, in dem Ding kann man nicht mal rausgehen. Nicht, dass wir nicht mal rausgehen können und es dann wie Dingensbumsen ist. There's been a guy in the village lately who dressed into a nines. He told Grimes that I was such a capable lad. Of course Grimes was thrilled. I could tell he was just flattering me though. Achso, da ist er. Excuse me, I have a few questions for you. Oh, him, yeah, he got a keen eye, I can tell you that much. What do you mean by that? Well, that man's become infatuated with our honey. He was raving about it being a surefire hit that he could sell across the entire continent. Sell across the entire continent. What is he, a trade or something? I've never heard him outright say it, but it seems likely. With discerning taste like that, I'm sure he's already made a name for himself. I'd be thrilled if my grandson were to follow example. Is that so? Well? All you have to do is some kind of merchant. That's good information to have. Thank you for your help. No problem. Feel free to talk to me again anytime. Yeah. So next thing is Anje. Excuse me, I have a few questions for you. Oh, him? Well, if I had to describe the man, I would say considerate. Considerate? Can you elaborate? Once he was passing by children as they were playing and they accidentally got his clothes dirty. Rather than raise a fuss, he paid it no mind. In fact, he even gave them some candy. I can't decide whether to thank, compliment, or apologize to him. He had me speechless. Interesting. Well, thanks for your time. Okay, we have more info to go off now that we spoke to the villagers. This man is named Minith and he's believed to be a foreign merchant. He's supposed to be a kind man as well. The type is a courteous, patient, and caring with kids. On the other hand, we don't know why he's here in the first place, and that's suspicious of itself. In and of itself. You make a good point. Yes, we never did learn of a motive in any of those conversations. The biggest thing that stands out is him talking with the village chief's son in secret. It doesn't pass the smell test. I'm inclined to agree. It's incongruent with everything else we heard. I said we should follow up on that. Wait, look at him by the entrance. That's Elkin, the one who went with Derek into the city. He must just have gotten back. Let's go speak with him. Yes. Excuse me, Elkin, right? We've got a couple of things we'd like to ask. Oh yeah, what can I do for you? Let me guess, you came to ask about my shiny new orbit truck here? No, sorry to disappoint. Oh, really? But it's the Vernicop's latest model. Myth gave it for me for real cheap. Hold on just a moment. By myth, you mean a foreigner who's been visiting the village recently, right? Just how cheap are we talking here? Get this. You got it for a low price of just 50,000 mira. Only 50,000 mira? Wait, I wouldn't give it to be that lucky just... What I wouldn't give to be that lucky just once. Does the goddess have it in for me or something? Easy, Noel. I can see you turning as green as your head. Sorry, force of habit. Moving past those mechanophilia, the average market value of a new truck should be nearly 500,000 mira, which makes the amount of you paid exorbitantly low. To be a 90% discount sounds more like charity than a bargain. Why he said the price cut was so we could make our work easier without breaking our budget. He and Derek have been working on some sort of plan. I guess it's coming along. That minute, I tell you, my hat's off to him. Plan? Shoot, Derek said I'm not supposed to talk about it. Pretend you didn't hear this anyway. The Smith guy the real deal. So you say, wait a minute, did you come back alone, Elkin? Chief told us that you and Derek went to the city together to deliver produce. We did, but Derek told me he'd catch our bus back to the village later. He said he has some business to take care of at a hotel in the entertainment district. Another meeting with Minth, I'm guessing. Hey Lloyd, this could be our chance. To speak with them face to face, probably, yeah. We should head over there and check things out. Thank you for speaking with us, Elkin. This was very helpful. No problem. Not that I get what you're after, but hey, good luck at the same. No, it's zurück nach Crossbow. In the entertainment district. So. Alright, we'll meet up again tomorrow then. Good talking to you as always. Wait, aren't you? Pardon us, you're Derek from Orca Village, correct? It's me, there's something I can help you with? I probably should have opened with this, but we have this Precaution Police Special Support section. We have a few questions we'd like to ask. That's so. Let me guess, my father sent you here, didn't he? So he even called the police, huh? That's just rich. He had his reasons. I already know his game. He's snooping around to find out what I'm up to, right? Well, I have nothing to hide. Ask me anything you want. Not the reaction I was expecting. I get straight to the point then. You were told that you've been meeting secret with a man named Myth recently. Would you mind explaining why? Whatever, it's not as though my father can do anything about it. Myth has been helping me out with a little project of sorts. It's all part of my plan to revolutionize the village. Revolutionize the village? Why would you keep something so important from your father? Well-intentioned or not, doesn't it concern him just as much as it does you? I've tried talking to my father about this kind of thing more times than I can count. All he ever has to say is that I've lost sight of our ideas and that making drastic changes won't solve anything. But if things continue the way they are, a rural village like ours has no future. Real meaningful reform is the only way to keep for us to keep America alive. My father doesn't understand that one bit. I see, and it was from there that you encountered this Myth character. Unlike my father, he's actually willing to listen to my ideas. In fact, he helped me discover a huge opportunity for our village apiary. I plan on working with him to launch a major enterprise in the near future. You what? Can you even hear yourself right now? Mind your own beeswax, that's all I have to say to you. You got what you came for, right? I need to get back to the village if you don't mind. That was rather curt. Yeah, he totally blew us off. Hey, if you think what I'm thinking, maybe we could try speaking with the Myth guy for ourselves. Good call, maybe you'll give us a better idea of what the job's all about. What do you say we should show ourselves in? Here goes nothing. Who is it? I didn't order any room service. Excuse me, looking for a minute. I apologize for bothering you, but we have the Crossbar Police Special Support Section. We have a couple of questions to ask you. Oh dear, you police officers? Why didn't you say so sooner? Come in, the door's unlocked. It's almost too easy, somehow. Maybe it's more of a wheeler deal than you think. Alright, we're coming in. Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm Minute. What brings you here today? Like I said, we have a few simple questions we'd like you to answer. Will it be alright? But of course, I would be delighted to help an officer of the law. Was there some kind of trouble in the Bay Area, perhaps? Not exactly, no. This pertains to you, specifically. We want to know more about you and what brought you here to America Village. Could you start by telling us about yourself? Well, this is a surprise. But seeing as you're police officers, I suppose I have no reason not to cooperate. To reiterate, my name is Smith and I am Cooperative Executive. My responsibilities range from product development to sales and operations. I've been visiting America Village to secure an important business deal on behalf of the Quincy Company. Did you say the Quincy Company? Not ringing any bells personally, you heard of them, Mademoiselle? In a sense, the Quincy Company is a famous international confectioner. They're one of the most prominent names in their field. You can even get their products in Crossbow. Yeah, that does sound familiar. I think I used to buy the chocolate as a kid. I always paid more attention to what was in the wrappers than what was on them. That's quite alright, young man. I too was what one might call brand blind in my youth. You see, despite working for the company, I've never been one for sweets. It was my long-standing reputation as an irrefusable salesman, in fact, that led me to my current position. My apologies, I didn't mean to get us off track with a personal milestone. It's fine, we're the ones who ask. So about the business deal with America Village you mentioned. Would it happen to have anything to do with Derek, the son of the village chief? He told us that it has something to do with the future of the village. How did he know? In that case, I support there's no sense in keeping those details under wraps. Yes, Derek and I have indeed built a strong working relationship over these past several days. We were off that much. Could you elaborate? But of course. The Quincy Company is constantly seeking out new opportunities to grow our confectionery business. As such, the head office tasked me with a project to that effect. Our goal is to gain a foothold from which we can expand to Crossbow. In other words, you want to establish a subsidiary of the Quincy Company here in our state. Precisely. I began my inquiry by paying a visit to the department store in the city. There I found it. The luxurious, high-grading honey produced in America Village. That honey is made of the lotus flowers from the village fields. I do recall Mr. Hayworth praising it for its quality. As he should, that honey is the product of nature's bounty passed down through the ages of generations. Seeing those fields was like the goddess herself showing me the way to a brand new confectionery venture. I call it the American Honey Company. The American Honey Company? Not exactly pushing the envelope, but I won't deny it's pretty catchy. As we plan on selling candies made primarily from America Village delectable honey. But in order to do so, we will need the full cooperation of the villagers themselves. And so I approached the incoming chief Derek with a most magnificent proposal. Asked if he would like to oversee the construction of the factory as well as the new business enterprise. He offered to make Derek the manager of a Quincy Company subsidiary. Naturally, my company would make full use of its sales and marketing expertise. The fields too would be overseen by our staff. We don't want to cause trouble for the villagers after all. On the contrary, we wish only to ease their life's burden. Where do you intend to build the factory though? After discussing a great many possibilities, I've settled on utilizing the village's private property on Old America Road. Since it has only ever been used for storage, Derek was readily willing to agree to arrangements. No doubt almost anybody would be under those terms. Especially with how keen Derek was on revolutionizing the village. Everyone comes out a winner, isn't it just swell? So glad you understand. In my eyes, Derek's talents and strong sense of responsibility are more than enough to qualify him for the position. With that, I've divulged all that I can. Does it answer your questions? It does, thanks to cooperation. I think we have a much better grasp of what's going on in the village now. Is there anything in particular that we would like to discuss further? At the moment, no. Sorry to take up your time. We'll be going now. Run along, officers. Come again at any time. Please take care. Where do we even begin? This is quite a plan they've put together. Evidently, Minith is more shrewd a man than we took him for. The whole spiel took some untangling, but it sounds like it could pay off big time. Seems too good to be true, honestly. At any rate, I think we've got all the answers we were looking for. Let's head back to Marco Village. Chief Tolta's going to want to hear about this. I don't believe this. Myth is with Quincy Company, and then there's this whole American Honey Company business. This is quite an extensive plan they have, and it involves building a factory on the village's private property, no less. They have to take Derek as the type to pursue something like this. Has Derek returned to the village yet, by the way? That's right, I don't believe I've seen him around. He said he'd be returning to the village when he ran to him at the hotel. Well, I must confess that Derek doesn't come home very often these days. Instead, he's been renting a room for himself at the Ash Tree Inn. I understand Milith has been staying there as well. Perhaps that was Derek's reason for relocating. The way he plans to industrialize our land could proceed without my knowing. But shame for excuse for how father I am. I wouldn't be so sure about that. What if moving into Ash Tree was actually Milith's idea rather than Derek's? Maybe it was him for trying to keep you from catching wind of what's going on. What do you mean? I'll let the dashing leader handle the details. Ignoring that first part, I'll do my best to explain. Is there something more to this than we realize, Lloyd? Keep in mind that I'm only speculating, but I have my suspicions about this Myth character. What do you mean? The plan he laid out for us was supposed to benefit everyone involved. America Village gains a new industry, while the Quincy Company gains a subsidiary in a market they want to expand in. At a glance, it all seems well and good. Almost too good to be true, don't you think? Well, now that you mention it. Another point of concern considers ridiculously low price at which Myth sold a new orbital truck to Elkin. In this context, we can't think of it as an upfront investment. An orbital truck isn't something you give to someone at random, not at the price they go for. I never heard of one selling for only 50,000 mira until now. What you two are getting at is that he knows he's going to make that mira back, doesn't he? That's very strange indeed. A company as large as Quincy wouldn't normally invest this much capital into an unproven startup. They wouldn't, would they? I don't like where this is headed. It leads to the belief that Lilith has an ulterior motive, one that's guaranteed to make him a profit. So it's just conjecture, of course, but I would still suggest that you keep what we're saying in mind. I will. We have to be very careful about how we approach this matter. And kudos on the fine investigation work, SSS. I feel as though I finally understand what's going on here. Thank you for that help. Happy to, Chief Tolta. Are you saying you can handle it from here? We could continue investigating if you like. That is alright. You've done it more than enough for now. Soon I heard about the plans to build a factory on our property. I knew I could never support such a thing. I have to speak with Derek later and try to persuade him, not just as father but as a chief. Perhaps it would be for the best. Make big excuse yourself then. Don't hesitate to follow up with us if there's anything else we can do. Of course, I'll be sure to call on you again if you need a rise. Yes, damit haben wir Stranger Danger abgeschlossen. Fehlt nur noch eine. Für einen Moment. Yes. Okay, aber machen wir noch nicht jetzt. Wir gehen erstmal wieder zurück, wo die Quest ist. So ist nicht. Busstopp. So, als nächstes Station Street. In den Zug, in den Bahnhof rein. Oh, hi Raymond. Doch, ja, es war ja Raymond, mit dem wir reden müssen, ne? Ja, Raymond. Okay, dann hoppen wir später. So, dann würde ich auch sagen, was das heute mit Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure und wir sehen uns dann das nächste Mal. Bis dann, Leute. Ciao!